just to interject, the threshold, I mean, there's no clarity there as far as the Constitution is confirmed, or concerned. But if we look at it this way, if I may, Georgina Wood, there were petitions, at least one petition against Sophia Kufu. There was a petition. Justice Enin Yeboah, there was a petition. In fact, when it comes to Gertrude Tokono, there was a petition under Akufo-Addo. It apparently did not meet the prima facie requirements, and now there are more petitions against her, 5 per the last count. If you add the last one, which did not meet, that would be 6 against her. The president, per the Constitution, is only a fan belt, is he not?
Not at all. When it comes to the Chief Justice, the president is not. The president ought to act in consonance with the Council of State to make that determination.
It says that he's supposed to get...
There's a clear distinction. And so the references to all the previous petitions against previous Chief Justices that you referred to, the president and the Council of State provided the requisite checks to ensure that this serious matter of removing the Chief Justice was dealt at that point to establish whether indeed there was a need to proceed to the second step that Mr. Mahama has proceeded to. And they all came to the conclusion that based on the responses that the previous Chief Justices had provided, there was no basis for this inquisitorial process to commence. That's the point that I'm making.
All right. So I always like to go back to the Constitution just for the sake of clarity. It says if the president receives a petition for the removal of a justice of a superior court other than the Chief Justice or for the removal of the chairman, he shall refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall determine whether there is a prima facie case. However, where the Chief Justice, I want to get to the relevant point, when the petition, that is 1466, where the petition is for the removal of the Chief Justice, the president shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint... No, let me finish. The president shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint a committee. That is where they are coming together to appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices of the Supreme Court, one of whom shall be appointed chairman by the president, and 3 other persons, like we've seen that list now, who are not members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor others. And then even in terms of the Council of State, it says where the Chief Justice decides that there is a prima facie case. That's on the other end, so not referring to the Chief Justice. Where exactly has the president erred in this whole bit? Where has he erred?
I'm saying to you that the president, in acting in consultation with the Council of State, wants to establish a prima facie. Okay? That is not a passive role. It's an active role. And if a prima facie is established, then he proceeds to do the setting up of the committee. I'm saying that is distinct, separate from the process where the president, on receipt of a petition for other justices of the Superior Court, forward saying to the Chief Justice for the Chief Justice to make a prima facie decision.
Right.
The president does not play any role when it comes to the determination of justices of the Superior Court. But when it comes to the justice of the Chief Justice, the president plays an active role together with the Council of State.
Clarify for me what this active role is. As far as my reading is concerned, it's the Council of State that determines whether there's a prima facie case. Does the president in any way participate in this process in determining whether there's a prima facie case? Does he?
But what provision are you reading?
I mean, I just read 1466. And I'm saying that in respect of the matter being conveyed to the Council of State for some determination, I'm asking you, is there any point where the president himself or herself, in this case himself, participates in the determination of whether there's a prima facie case or not?
But I'm saying to you that the president, in consultation with the Council of State, is active. It's not passive.
So you're saying that the president is...
in consultation with the Council of State, and I've said to you that when it comes to the Chief Justice, against him, then made provision for the prima facie to be established, because in 1466, when it comes to the Chief Justice, unlike other Superior Court justices, there is no requirement for establishment of a prima facie case. But the Supreme Court had expanded this provision to say that it is unfair when it comes to the Chief Justice not to have a prima facie determination. And so that determination, I'm saying, is done by the President in consultation with the Council of State. That's the point that I'm making.
Are you suggesting, and I'll go back to Sweetie shortly, two things. Are you suggesting that in the previous petition brought by Professor Kweku Asare, for example, former President Akufo-Addo had an opinion on the matter which he exercised? And
but you saw the letter that the President issued.
What?
You saw the President's statement on the Kweku Asare petition against the Chief Justice.
I did. I'm asking you a question, though. Are you suggesting that the President's personal opinion was involved in that?
What personal opinion? Personal
opinion on the matter. You say the President works in conjunction with the Council of State.
But how do you expect them to issue an opinion in public or what?
I don't think you're getting the thrust of my question. Well, I am saying, is there any point where the President's opinion is factored into the determination of a prima facie case, apart from with the Council of State?
But if the two are working in consultation with, or the President is working in consultation with the Chief Justice, his view is irrelevant.
I see.
That's what makes this particular instance nothing but political.
Okay. So
because, look, people have made references to 296 and the exercise of discretionary power. 296 is clear on how that power is exercised.
It is? Because when I read 296, you go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That the exercise of discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased, whether by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of law. Now, the point that we're making is that the President is exercising the discretion to even suspend the Chief Justice, did not follow this constitutional injunction.
How can you prove that? 296 is pretty nebulous on that matter. What if we say there's no? Okay, so let me explain myself. If 146 were to be Andrew Egyapa Mercer, let me explain myself and then you can respond. If 146 does not meet the certain threshold that you speak of, where we should have a threshold for even bringing up such cases, how can you then tell me that 296 is clear enough when it talks about discretionary power not being biased and all that? By whose standard? What standard is that?
You are not listening, whether deliberate or otherwise.
Well, tell me again then.
Please, I'm saying to you that the 146 provision is a two-step provision. It's a two-step process. First step introduced by Ajetu, which says that before a committee is established,
right,
the President, in consultation with the Council of State, must first establish a prima facie case. I'm saying to you that it was as a result of this that the Chief Justice requested for a copy of the petition and subsequently submitted her responses to the President, who then forwarded it to the Council of State. I'm saying that process itself, if it was not actuated by political consideration, would not have led to the second step of the committee setting. That's the point that I'm making. Because that process itself is intended to ensure that frivolous applications or petitions do not cross the prima facie threshold into the setting up of the committee. That is how the Constitution has designed that process to be. Now, for it to be referred to the committee and the President proceeding to suspend the Chief Justice, I'm saying that it was actuated by nothing other than politics. The President was biased. His previous comment on the removal of the Chief Justice is obvious, is in public domain. His party chairman, his deputy general secretary, have all made comments that suggest that the NDC intends to remove the Chief Justice, and that's exactly what they are carrying through. So the comment or the statement by the Ghana Bar Association becomes relevant, that you may be acting according to the letter of 146. But bear in mind that the constitutional framework or the framework of our constitution intended that when you are interpreting or applying the constitution, you don't look at only the letter, but also the spirit of the constitution.